right now on Fox 21 News at 6.
Local efforts are underway to help protect a critically endangered bird.
Experts talk pets and safety when you head out on the road this weekend.
Join me in the Weather Center as we talk about your all-important Memorial Weekend forecast.
The holiday weekend is just about to kick off. What foods are suggested before you start the grill? Coming up next.
Fox 21 News, we've got you covered. Your news starts now.
For a holiday such as Memorial Weekend, 4th of July, we physically can't get it done. It's such a spike in our business.
And that's a good thing, right? A foodtastic Memorial Day weekend is just around the corner, and businesses are busy making sure they're fully stocked up to cash in. This is tonight's top story. Good evening, everybody. On this Friday, I'm Dan Hanger. Deanne has the night off. Well, let me tell you, Memorial Day is considered the unofficial start of summer, and it's just days away. But before we all slip into that summer mode, there's still much to get done. Memorial Day is a big foodie day, which means big dollar signs for those businesses, as Fox 21's Avery Neville reports.
We really gear up for the summer holidays.
'Tis the season for farmers markets, corn on the cob, grilling, and picnics.
That's the main course. That's what they're thinking about.
Many family gatherings this weekend will feature a wide array of barbecue or grilled meats.
We got steaks, all the good steaks, top quality.
Superior Meats is one of the places with everything you need, from kebabs
We got beef kebabs, shrimp kebabs, pork kebabs.
to stuffed chicken
We got a crab and cream cheese, bacon cheddar cream cheese, and a jalapeno cream cheese.
to pork.
Bacon wrapped pork ribeyes, some hickory rubbed pork chops that are just great on the grill.
But you can't have all that meat without a side. Second item on the menu, potato salad.
We'll have 3 to 4 different varieties of potato salad.
Besides the 800 pounds of potato salad workers will be making at Mount Royal, you'll find plenty of coleslaw
And we'll have 2-3 varieties of coleslaw.
and salads.
Lots of salads, and we make all our salads fresh from scratch every day.
You can, of course, prepare any of these choices in the comfort of your kitchen, but the flavor is only possible from the heat of an open flame that will bring a lot of folks outdoors to cook.
We have a very large selection.
That's right, a new grill.
We get a lot of traffic.
And Menards has the accessories you need to do it right.
If you need tongs or spatulas, charcoal, propane, all that stuff.
To really top off your Memorial Day meal.
And of course, it's Wisconsin, so we sell lots of beer.
Happy grilling, everyone. With photojournalist Nathaniel Le Capitan, I'm Avery Neville, KQDS, Fox 21.
And Memorial Day ceremonies start for most places on Monday at 9 o'clock. Well, this weekend will be the busiest weekend of the year for cemeteries. In honor of Memorial Day, thousands will make the trip to cemeteries to pay respects to veterans who have died. Forest Hill Cemetery on Woodland Avenue in Duluth is expecting hundreds of visitors to come through their graveyard to place flowers, flags, and any other mementos on tombstones.
You need to remember, and you need to go and see it, and that helps. And a lot of people, it makes them feel what they've done is simply coming there helps to give closure to a lot of families.
The cemetery will have a Memorial Day celebration open to the public at 9 a.m. This year, Memorial Day travel is expected to be record-breaking. AAA is projecting more than 37 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles from home this holiday weekend. That is nearly 5% more than last year and the highest travel volume for the holiday in a decade. Meantime, most drivers should expect to pay the lowest Memorial Day gas prices in at least 5 years. AAA says the national average for a gallon of gas is $2.66. That's $1 less than last year. While millions of people are expected to be on the roads this weekend, doctors at the Duluth Veterinary Hospital are offering some tips to keep your furry friends there safe if they are hitting the road with you. Never leave your pet unattended in a car, of course. Make sure you pack plenty of food, as the experts are saying here, and don't travel with your windows cracked open.
Having the windows down in the car obviously poses a risk to their eyes, having them in the wind like that. It also is a risk if they see something that could potentially want to jump out of the car.
Doctors also suggest to look for a vet nearby in case of an emergency. Visiting cabins and fishing will also be in high demand this weekend. Happy Hooker Charters in Canal Park says they already have trips booked to take out-of-towners out to Lake Superior to catch some salmon, steelhead, and lake trout.
This is the beginning of our real busy season. We'll be busy from now until the end of September. But yes, we'll be very busy starting this weekend.
Happy Hooker Charters offers morning and all-day fishing tours. And talking first forecast now, it's feeling a lot warmer out there today, feeling much more like spring. Travis, what do we got here?
Yeah, we got up to 73 degrees here in the Twin Ports area. Many of us soared on up into the 70s. If you enjoyed today, sound like a broken record, but tomorrow looks almost quite as pleasant. We are looking at a beautiful shot of the aerial lift bridge out there with the sun shining. We had a little bit of a glimmer off of Lake Superior, and there it is, that 73 degrees we got to here in the Twin Ports area. The cool spot, almost 30 degrees cooler up the North Shore into Grand Marais, where we topped out around 45 degrees right now. That's what we're sitting at, but look out to the west. Low to mid 70s out there, 75 in International Falls, near that in Baudette and Bemidji. We'll be able to see these temperatures linger into our Saturday with clear skies right now. We're looking at a clear sky night tonight, and Dan, we're looking at clear skies for tomorrow to start off our Memorial Day weekend, but we will be talking about a little bit of rain in here.
All right, we'll get the lowdown from you in just a little bit.
Yep.
Thank you, Travis. And this is your chance to tell us what you think. How are you enjoying this great weather today? Send us some of your photos, and we'll share some of those coming up on the news at 9 o'clock. Just upload them, obviously, to Facebook. Park Point visitors are being asked to leash their dogs and stay away from a part of the popular beach to help preserve a critically endangered bird that showed up. Fox 21's Maya Holmes reports.
Every year about the beginning of May, piping plovers fly up from the Gulf Coast of Mexico, where they winter and look for wide sandy beaches to nest on.
We can learn to live alongside of these rare species and give them a little space.
The rare species population in the Great Lakes area is on the critically endangered list because development has crowded them out. In the last couple of weeks, 2 piping plovers have been spotted on Park Point, scoping out territory to nest, which is something that has not happened since the 1980s.
We know that we are close to extinction here with the Great Lakes piping plover, and so when we see 2 of them on our beach here, it's a pretty big deal.
One of the shorebirds was seen on Park Point by the airport. To help with breeding efforts, the St. Louis River Alliance is asking the public to stay away from that area and to keep their dogs on a 6-foot or shorter leash at all times because loose dogs are seen as predators.
Ideally, in fact, people would actually just avoid this area with their dogs. Even on a leash, it's not, to be cooperative with this effort, I would say that the ideal thing is that people would just choose not to bring their dogs into this area at all.
Beachgoers are also being asked to walk on the trail on top of the dune instead of the wide beach. The nesting season will go from now until mid-June. And right now there are 70 nesting pairs in the Great Lakes. The goal is to double that number. In the Newsplex, I'm Maya Holmes, KQDS Fox 21.
And a part of Moccasin Mike Road is closed to traffic to help with piping plover conservation efforts on Schaefer Beach. Up next on the news at 6 o'clock, a Superior Sweet Shop starts selling an iconic item from up the North Shore. Yum! Plus, why it was sink or sail for some students up at Pike Lake. Of course. We'll be right back.
You're watching Fox 21 News at 6. We've got you covered.
Okay, this is fantastic. No more long car rides to Grand Marais for a taste of Sven and Ole's pizza. Sweet and Sweets in Superior is now selling their pizzas right here. How about it? You can either take it frozen or get it baked there. And with such a high demand for the historic pizza in the area, owner of Sweet and Sweets tells us that she thought it would be a great addition to their place with something that isn't candy.
It gives a, one extra little thing, Sven and Ole's kind of unique to the area, so being the candy store, we wanted to be something unique too, and we decided to go with a unique type of a pizza.
Pretty cool. Sweet and Sweets is located on Tower Avenue in Superior. Denfeld choral students got a lesson in music from a former opera singer. The expert with Minnesota Public Radio's choral initiatives taught the kids there so much about the different sides of music with the vocal techniques, warm-ups, and musical artistry.
My biggest passion is to get students involved in their choral programs around the country and let them know how important it is, because if you watch these students, you can see that they have such a passion, such a joy for music making, and we want to share that with the community.
Good stuff. Today, about 70 students signed up to join Chorus next school year. Well, this afternoon, Hermantown students flocked to Pike Lake for their boat races. Students built the boats out of nothing more than good old cardboard, duct tape, and paint. They spent 3 weeks working on this as a physics project. The goal is to create a vessel that can keep the crew dry, and students learned a whole lot about the boat's durability.
How far you would sink and density of water and the calculations that go with that. So we all have water lines on our boats.
Well, Team Clash and Splash drifted away with the gold medal tonight. Congratulations. And obviously they had to work around, that cardboard getting soggy, And that soggy cardboard stinks, I'm just saying. How is the rest of the holiday weekend shaping up? I am very excited for it. Chief Meteorologist Travis Patterson is coming in next with your forecast. Travis?
Yeah.
It is the Memorial Day weekend holiday.
It is, and
where's your red? I got my blue and red.
Oh, well, we got white, blue, red. Colors of the flag, right?
That's right, the American flag.
Exactly, for Memorial Day weekend.
It's hard for you to say.
It is, I can't say that word, Memorial Day. But hey, let's start out talking about Memorial Day in the past. Here's tonight's Fox 21 weather question for you. Back in 2006, Rochester actually reported a record out there where we're talking about wind, rain. How about temperatures? Actually, we'll be posting this on Facebook, and you can weigh in on your guess of whether we recorded a wind gust of 72 miles per hour out there, or how about rainfall? Was it a soaker at 4.5 inches in Rochester, just southeast of the Twin Cities, or was it about temperature? Did we have a crisp start on Memorial Day of 28 degrees, or was it a scorcher out there at 95? So I'll post that. I'll have the answer for you at the 9 o'clock hour out there. We did not have any 95-degree temperatures out there right now. We reached into the 70s, however. 73 is what we got to here at the head of the lake here in Duluth. A little bit cooler up in Grand Marais, where we only capped at 46 degrees, thanks to a little bit of a lake breeze out there, but it didn't reach too far inland. Notice we got to 75 in International Falls, 77 in Baudette. Temperatures were quite warm, running above average this afternoon, and we're actually going to tap on another couple of degrees as we head into our Saturday, as there's still a large stretch of warmth out there, near 80 in Meadow Lake in Saskatoon, Canada. 73 is what we got to in Calgary, so this warm air is in place, but notice we do have this big cool pool of air down to the south and west of us, with Casper, Wyoming only coming up at 52 degrees this afternoon. They're underneath this large upper level low, so we have plenty of cloud cover out there in the northern Rockies. This system is slowly pushing out to the north and east, and it will actually impact our Memorial Day weekend. So we're looking at some downhill weather as we go throughout the next 24 to 36 hours. But actually our Saturday looks to be quite nice out there, still having the impacts of this high pressure system keeping us on the cool or rather warm and calm side out there for Saturday. We'll be a little bit breezy at times with a southwesterly wind, allowing everybody to climb back into the low to mid 70s for Saturday afternoon. We'll see those clouds increasing throughout the day, perhaps seeing an overnight shower spotty at times as we go into Sunday morning. And then we'll see some rounds of precip moving on through Sunday afternoon, but the main system will still be lingering off to the south and west in western Nebraska. That will kick precip throughout the Northland as we head into our Memorial Day on Monday, so it does look to be rather rainy out there and damp at times, but we will start out with a nice and pleasant Saturday afternoon. And tonight, we're not looking at too cool of temperatures, down to 40 on the Iron Range. The best chance of dipping into the 30s will be over into northern Wisconsin. But check this out. For Saturday, we'll be hitting 74 degrees here in Duluth with some sun to start out the day. A little bit of a dip as we go into the holiday at the end of the weekend, but we'll rise back up into the 70s for Wednesday with off and on shower chances really all through next week. It's not going to be a washout, but looks like we will see more rain than sun over the next 5 or 6 days.
Tomorrow is fantastic.
Tomorrow is the best day, the pick of the weekend, got to say.
All right, Travis, thank you much. Let's head into the newsroom now. Talk with Greg Chandler to find out what's happening in sports tonight. Greg.
Well, Dan, it's kind of a quiet day to start the holiday weekend, but I will get you caught up on the latest results from NCAA track and field championships regarding athletes involving our local schools. We'll also talk a little baseball. The Brewers have had a player suspended for a naughty substance on his arm during last night's game. I'll have more on the Will Smith saga coming up next in sports.
Time now for Fox Sports with Greg Chandler.
Welcome back. As the Division II NCAA track meet in Michigan rolls on, UMD has yet to produce an All-American result that could change tomorrow when Emmy Trost runs in the finals of the women's 1,500 meters. Today, however, senior Amelia Mayer was the only Bulldog in action with day 2 of the heptathlon and the long jump on the agenda. Mayer started the day 12th in the heptathlon but finished 17th. She then wrapped up her college career by fouling out of the long jump on the first jump of the day at 1.6 meters. At the D3 meet in New York, St. Scholastica's Jeremy Peterson was 9th in the hammer throw with a toss of 58.04 meters. The Hermantown native just missed out on All-American honors. However, Kevin Wagner is looking good in the decathlon. The senior was in second place after 8 events. Not pictured, Brianna Buskey. She finished 18th out of 22 in the prelims of the 400 meters. To baseball, Brewers reliever Will Smith has been suspended 8 games by Major League Baseball for having a foreign substance on his arm during last night's game in Atlanta. Smith was ejected after facing just one batter after Braves manager Freddie Gonzalez alerted umpires to something shiny on Smith's pitching arm. The substance turned out to be a mixture of sunscreen and rosin that Smith says he forgot to wipe off before he warmed up. Smith will appeal the suspension and was visibly upset when he was tossed.
I was a competitor. Obviously you want to stay in the game. You want to pitch. It's a big situation. Obviously you want to be in there. I was just pissed I got thrown out, obviously.
People say that gives you some kind of an unfair advantage.
No.
Does it, and what does it do for you?
No, it's just, you want to be able to feel the ball, that's it. And it's just grip. It's nothing, spin more, you're not going to throw harder, and you got what you got.
Smith again appealing, so he will be available to pitch tonight as the Brewers continue that series in Atlanta. Willie Peralta getting the start for the Brew Crew. He is 1-5 with a 4.32 ERA so far this season. In the American League, the Twins are in Chicago to open up a series with the White Sox. Phil Hughes goes to the mound. He's 3-4 so far this season. He is facing off against the Sox' Jeff Samardzija. Finally, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races into Charlotte for Sunday's Coca-Cola 600. It's the last race of the season you'll see here on Fox 21, but it won't be the last time we see Jeff Gordon. The 4-time series champ, who is retiring at the end of the season, has agreed to join the Fox Sports team for 2016. Gordon says being in the booth gives him a chance to stay involved with the sport he loves.
I'm very passionate about this sport, and I have been for a long time as a driver. I got a chance to do some Xfinity races this year in the booth, and I really enjoyed it. There's a bit of an adrenaline rush that I think is important for me to have as a race car driver. I've always had it, but off the track and in this next chapter of my life, I always wondered, will I be able to still feed off of some of that? And being in that booth gave me that.
So we'll see Jeff Gordon as part of our NASCAR coverage next year. Real quick, Northland College out in Ashland, they announced they're going to have men's lacrosse starting next year. They have named John Meacham that lacrosse program's first ever head coach.
Cool. Greg, thanks.
Yep.
Travis has your 70 forecast when we come back, plus why a pirate ship set sail through Wisconsin.
Beautiful start to our holiday weekend with mid-70s and sunshine on Saturday. Go downhill for the end of the week with rain showers moving in for our holiday.
Finally here on Fox, a pirate ship stopped at the Municipal Boat Harbor in La Crosse, Wisconsin. The ship is being sailed by Daniel Kellogg, who's been sailing pirate ships for 20 years. He picked up the pirate ship in St. Louis and is sailing it up to the Twin Cities to meet up with his family. He says the ship has made a lot of fans during the journey.
It's been pretty fun. People will hop in their boats, jump out there, circle the boat a couple times, throw us beers, raise their Jolly Roger, give us args all the time, and it's a lot of fun. It turns out there's a lot of pirate in a lot of people.
The ship is expected to finish its voyage to St. Paul sometime next week. What was that flag called?
Raise the Jolly Roger.
I honestly didn't know.
It's the black flag with the
skull and crossbones.
Oh,
and
I just
also Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, when they win a game, their play-by-play guy says, raise the Jolly Roger.
Raise the Jolly Roger. That'll do it for us here at 6. See you back here at 9 o'clock.
Right now on Fox 21 News at 9.
A taste of Sven and Ole's is moving into the Twin Ports.
Local efforts are underway to help protect a critically endangered bird.
Boat regatta, cardboard style. Will it sink or float?
Find out what foods to stock up on to have a tasty Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day looks to be a bit on the wet side. Join me as we talk about the rain chances this weekend.
The official kickoff to summer also means the beginning of camping season. We'll tell you how campgrounds across the Northland are preparing for the Memorial Day crowds.
Fox 21 News. We've got you covered. Your news starts now.
Since the rain has stopped now last week and finally got rid of that, it's just a lot of preparation, getting ready, keeping the grass cut and everything cleaned up so when the campers come in from all over the place that it's presentable for them.
Northland businesses are making sure they're ready for a busy Memorial Day weekend. This as our nation gets ready to remember those who died serving our country. This is tonight's top story. Good evening, everybody. On this Friday, I'm Dan Hanger. Deanne has the night off. Well, we'll talk record holiday travel in just about 2 minutes. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Travis Patterson in the Weather Center now. And Travis, everybody wants to know about it. Holiday forecast, I think we're talking about a little bit of rain there too. It's just been so nice this whole week here as we look outside.
Yeah, we can start out by looking at a beautiful shot of the aerial lift bridge. The first half of the weekend actually looks gorgeous, just like we had on this Friday to begin the weekend, but conditions do go downhill as we head into the heart of the holiday. We were still warm today. We're still sitting at around 67 degrees, and we will see sun sticking around as we head into our Saturday. Temperatures right now, not too bad out there. Still holding on to 71 degrees there in International Falls. Look at that. That's a beautiful temperature. A little bit cooler, though, right by the lakeshore, 43 in Grand Marais as well as Superior, but a little bit of a southwesterly breeze on our Saturday. With a little bit of sunshine also will help all locations along the Northland and into the North Shore areas warm up back into the 70s for your highs on our Saturday, especially up towards the international border. They have a chance at just making it a few degrees shy of 80 degrees on our Saturday. As we head into our Sunday and Monday, however, that's when we see the rain chances increase throughout the period. So we're not looking at a washout on Sunday, just a few spotty showers here and there and mainly over into Wisconsin. But we do have some more widespread rain as we head into Monday for everyone across the Northland. So here's the destination forecast for you. Park Point, I'm forecasting it to be absolutely crowded on Saturday as temperatures climb back into the 70-degree mark. Keep in mind, just over the hill, we will be sitting in the mid-70s with a little bit of a breeze out of the southwest, around 5 to 15 miles per hour, Dan. So looks to be a gorgeous start to our weekend, Dan. We're looking at that rain to move in later on, so we'll talk about that and a little bit more coming up later in the show.
All right, sounds good. I tell you, I was thinking about going down to Park Point, but now that your forecast is going to be packed.
Well, I will be one of the thousands of people maybe going down to Park Point.
All right, well, maybe I'll run into you. Yeah. Thanks, Travis. Well, millions of Americans across the country are gearing up for Memorial Day weekend. While some people are staying home and firing up that barbecue, others are hitting the roads, of course. Fox 21's Steph Manacero reports.
Traditionally the launch of the summer travel season, Memorial Day weekend is never quiet out on the roads. But if you're planning on packing up the car this year, expect that traffic to be even worse than normal. It's set to be the busiest Memorial Day travel weekend in a decade.
We noticed with the holiday weekend that a lot more people are coming through, a lot more families are coming through.
AAA predicts some 37 million Americans will hit the road this weekend, traveling at least 50 miles from home. That's 2 million more than last year. But at what price?
I think a couple days ago it was 6-7 cents cheaper, and it's gone up to like $2.50 or something now. But
manager at Buffalo Valley Campground says the increase in gas prices won't stop campers from spending the weekend in the wilderness.
If they want to go camping, they're going to go. They just might not be taking the long trips, you know, shortening it up and looking for different areas to go to.
Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial summer kickoff, which also means the start of camping season.
We're going to have a full house with the campers, the tenters now. They've seen that the weather's going to be nice.
And campsites around the Northland are expecting their largest crowds.
I'd say they're probably going to be about 400, $400 to $450.
And what is Memorial Day weekend without some good eats? The travelers are coming prepared with holiday classics, some hot dogs for grilling and s'mores for roasting. While the roads may be jam-packed, camping will offer travelers a chance to escape.
We're away from all the hustle and bustle.
And spend this memorable weekend enjoying the company of friends and family. Some good news for holiday travelers. According to AAA, gas prices are down nearly $1 from a year ago. In fact, Memorial Day weekend travelers are expected to pay the lowest price for gas since 2009. In the studio, I'm Steph Manacero, KQDS Fox 21.
Thanks, Steph. And this weekend will be the busiest weekend of the year for cemeteries, actually. In honor of Memorial Day, thousands will make the trip to cemeteries to pay respects to veterans who have died. Forest Hill Cemetery on Woodland Avenue in Duluth is expecting hundreds of visitors to come through their graveyard to place flowers, flags, and other mementos on the tombstones.
You need to remember, and you need to go and see it. And that helps. And a lot of people, it makes them feel what they've done is simply coming there helps to give closure to a lot of families.
The cemetery will have a Memorial Day celebration for everybody. You can come there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Meanwhile, soldiers continue a time-honored tradition at the Arlington National Cemetery. For more than 60 years, the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment, also known as the Old Guard, has honored America's fallen heroes by placing American flags at the grave sites of service members in anticipation of Memorial Day weekend.
It's very humbling, ma'am. I personally, last year, laid about, I'd want to guess, around 400 or 500 flags. And the families that are standing by the headstones at the time, you know, they appreciate the service that we provide.
The tradition is called Flags In, and every available member of the infantry participates. Roughly 14,000 flags are placed at the cemetery annually. Visiting cabins and fishing will also be in high demand this weekend. Happy Hooker Charters in Canal Park says they already have trips booked to take out-of-towners out onto the big old lake to catch salmon, steelhead, and lake trout.
This is the beginning of our real busy season. We'll be busy from now until the end of September. But yes, we'll be very busy starting this weekend.
Happy Hooker Charters offers morning and all-day fishing tours. Very, very catchy title. A food-tastic Memorial Day weekend is ahead, and businesses were busy prepping all week for the madness. And as Fox 21's Avery Neville tells us, this weekend is a big foodie day and a cash-it-in one.
We really gear up for the summer holidays.
'Tis the season for farmers markets, corn on the cob, grilling, and picnics.
That's the main course. That's what they're thinking about.
Many family gatherings this weekend will feature a wide array of barbecue or grilled meats.
We got steaks, all the good steaks, top quality.
Superior Meats is one of the places with everything you need, from kebabs
We got beef kebabs, shrimp kebabs, pork kebabs.
to stuffed chicken.
We got a crab and cream cheese, bacon cheddar cream cheese, and a jalapeno cream cheese.
To pork.
Bacon wrapped pork ribeyes, some hickory rubbed pork chops that are just great on the grill.
But you can't have all that meat without a side. Second item on the menu, potato salad.
We'll have 3 to 4 different varieties of potato salad.
Besides the 800 pounds of potato salad workers will be making at Mount Royal, you'll find plenty of coleslaw.
And we'll have 2-3 varieties of coleslaw.
And salads.
Lots of salads, and we make all our salads fresh from scratch every day.
You can, of course, prepare any of these choices in the comfort of your kitchen, but the flavor is only possible from the heat of an open flame that will bring a lot of folks outdoors to cook.
We have a very large selection.
That's right, a new grill.
We get a lot of traffic.
And Menards has the accessories you need to do it right.
If you need tongs or spatulas, charcoal, propane, all that stuff.
To really top off your Memorial Day meal.
And of course, it's Wisconsin, so we sell lots of beer.
Happy grilling, everyone. With photojournalist Nathaniel Le Capitan, I'm Avery Neville, KQDS, Fox 21.
Happy grilling to you too, Avery Neville. Earlier at 6, we asked you to take a picture showing us how you enjoyed today's fantastic weather. Let's look at the first one here. Amanda, she said it's her first time at the beach and lake with the puppy. Very nice. Angie took this picture here after a visit to Madeline Island. They're on the big ferry. And can you believe that ferry can handle a big old yellow bus? Anyway, here's Karen. She says she's sitting in the backyard enjoying 75 degrees in the shade, sunshine, and blue sky. Foxborough, Wisconsin. Thanks so much for sending those pictures in. News stories are next here on Fox. Let's take a look at the rundown tonight at 9:15. Boat Regatta. Find out how local high school students use cardboard to make it float. Then just before the bottom of the hour, it's your Fox Focus on Health. At 9:33, an alert is issued about piping plover spotted on Park Point. And at 9:45, a police department's K-9 unit gets help from a lottery winner.
You're watching Fox 21 News at 9. We've got you covered.
In tonight's regional roundup, a truck versus Amish buggy. Cows are injured in a rollover and a semi burst into flames. Missouri, a woman is dead and a man is in the hospital after a pickup truck hit an Amish buggy Friday. A 67-year-old woman riding in the buggy died. The man in his 70s who was driving was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The horse pulling that buggy was not hurt. The investigation into a cause of the crash is underway. Iowa, a truck driver and his payload of cattle were hurt after his big rig flipped over on the interstate near Noel Friday. Crews had to round up cattle that got loose from the trailer when the semi rolled. An estimated 15 to 20 of them will have to be put down. The Humane Society was at the scene to help the veterinarian in charge. The driver was hospitalized with unknown injuries. A cause is under investigation. And in Iowa City, a semi-truck collided with a concrete barrier, bursting into flames. It happened this morning. One person is dead, another hospitalized. Now, because that semi crashed into the structure, the Dubuque Street Bridge was also shut down for a short time until engineers could determine it was structurally sound for travel. And that's your Fox Regional Roundup. Well, get this. Denfeld choral students learned a thing or two from a former opera singer. That's Tesfa with the Minnesota Public Radio's choral initiatives. And you know what? He taught students a different side of music with vocal techniques, warm-ups, and musical artistry.
Every choral program is looking to build their vocal prowess and build their technique as they're moving forward as an ensemble. But the biggest part of our mission is just to get people singing.
Today, about 70 students signed up to join chorus next school year. This afternoon, several Hermantown students were all aboard to race boats out of cardboard. Students put their skills to use by building the boats out of, well, just cardboard, like I said, duct tape and paint in a short period of time. Each team consisted of 2 to 3 students, and keeping that cardboard from getting all saggy and messy was part of the challenge.
Airflow and density and stuff like that, like the area of stuff and like waterline calculations mostly.
Smart kids. Team Clash and Splash drifted away with the gold medal. Well, you know what they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Today, residents of the Duluth Heights neighborhood held a community garage sale to go out with the old and in with something new. 41 houses in the area got in on all of this. The organizer of this garage sale, frankly, it's bigger than a garage sale, says with events like these, timing is everything.
Well, the time of year just seems awesome. It's, you know, everybody wants to get stuff out of their house. Everybody's been stocking up all winter long. You know, you don't go anywhere. It's like May hits, it's nice weather. Let's get some stuff out of here and, you know, start over.
And the organizers hope to make this garage sale an annual Memorial Day event. Well, here is a live camera shot, a webcam. And whenever you get new video, it's like, woo, we're going to use it. It's at the Bayfield Inn, looking across Lake Superior. That's right now live, looking toward Madeline Island. Chief Meteorologist Travis Patterson is coming in next with your weekend forecast.
Live news, weather, and sports. Updated daily on KQ95.
beach season officially kicked off today in Chicago. Just in time for Memorial Day weekend, right? Lake Michigan water is still very cold though, so swimmers are being warned, obviously, except for the dogs, they don't care. Lifeguards will be on site to keep those willing to brave that frigid water. You know, that'll be great. It'll be great. Beach season wraps up September the 7th over there. I don't think our people are out yet, actually. I don't know when the start is, actually, the official beach season on Park Point when the lifeguards go out.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm sure there will be a lot of people on Park Point this weekend, however, as Saturday looks gorgeous, I gotta say.
Yeah, Slatterday.
Did I say Slatterday? Saturday looks gorgeous. Okay?
I want you to say Memorial.
I can't say that word. Memorial.
Okay. By the way,
Day, right?
I mess up my words all the time, whatever.
All right, well, let's talk about Memorial Day because it is this weekend. And we're starting off with a little bit of weather trivia here for Fox 21's weather question tonight. Rochester reported a new weather record back in 2006 on Memorial Day. And it didn't involve the wind, it didn't involve the rain, it did involve the temperature, however, and it was a record heat wave out there of 95 degrees, if you can believe that. Just 5 degrees shy of triple-digit heat out there. So that was an impressive year for warmth, and we're actually looking at warm days to follow over the next 24 hours or so, but rain will limit our heat as we go into the official Memorial Day of Monday. But the heat was around today. We got to 73 degrees here at the head of the lake, 74 in Hibbing, 75 up in International Falls, even 77 in Baudette. Didn't quite make it to 80, but it was still quite warm out there. The cold spot, of course, Grand Marais, about 30 degrees cooler than much of the Northland. But as our winds start to shift out of the south and west, we're looking at everybody to warm up by Saturday afternoon, thanks to that southwesterly breeze kicking away the influence of the lake at least a bit. We do have a lot of warm air back into the north and west of the area of the Northland. We have 77 is what we had in Bismarck, near 80 degrees in Canada, so a lot of warm air to be found. But however, notice we do have a lot of cool air over here in Wyoming, with Casper only coming up to 52 this afternoon, 62 in Rapid City. So there's a storm system out to our south and west, keeping with the cloud cover and rain showers there. That is slowly inching towards the Northland as we head over the next couple of days. We'll be able to squeeze out a beautiful Saturday thanks to the influence of still yet this high pressure system giving us that southwesterly flow throughout the day on Saturday. We will see clouds increasing throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Overnight period, we could be dealing with a few spotty showers out there, and that goes for our Sunday. Also, we do have that system, though, that will take a while to get here. It will bring widespread rain, however, through our Monday. So it does look to be a wet end to our holiday weekend. Pretty dry tonight, however. Temperatures not too bad, going down to about 40 on the range, 46 here in the Twin Ports. And look at this beautiful temperature of our Saturday, 75 degrees and sunshine. But we do start to see temperatures dropping off a bit as we head into the later portions of the weekend, with 61 on our Memorial Day, starting to rebound, however, quickly after that. But we've got increased rain chances throughout next week, but temperature-wise, nothing too cool out there.
No, that's good. That's great for planting flowers.
Yeah, I mean, all that rain will help it grow.
All right, Travis, thank you much. I want you to take a look at some of these pictures. We got them sent in to us earlier today. People were worried. This is looking from Duluth out there toward Bayfield County, Washburn area. Anyway, the officials tell us it's a prescribed burn, basically to deal with the to reduce hazardous fuel loads, and also actually to improve the wildlife habitat. They'll be doing this tomorrow too. It's about 4,000 acres. All right, everything's fine, no worries. Thanks for asking though, because then I went and found out. Moving on, still ahead in tonight's Fox Focus on Health, how one fitness coach is overcoming a late diagnosis of a hip disorder. Imagine hip discomfort, so painful it hurts to run, walk, and even sit. Then imagine finding out you lived your whole entire life with an undiagnosed hip disorder and that your hip socket is actually in the wrong place. In tonight's Fox Focus on Health, we take a look at how one fitness coach is making the most of her challenging diagnosis.
It was sharp and stabbing. It didn't really matter if I was sitting or standing.
Greer suffered from hip dysplasia.
Hip dysplasia is just an abnormality in the way the hip is formed. It could be a dislocation where the ball and the socket aren't in the right position, or anything in between.
Treatments like acupuncture, pain medication, and physical therapy can help patients manage their pain. But Dr. Schrader says surgery or hip replacement are the only ways to fix the problem.
What we're doing is repositioning the socket. So we position it into an ideal position for that particular hip and that particular patient, and then hold it in that corrected position with screws.
What's more difficult than the approximately 3-hour surgery is the recovery, which generally takes 6 to 8 weeks.
It was pretty awful just because from a pain standpoint, and just my husband was right by my side because I couldn't engage my core to even sit up.
Can I shake this?
Greer also made sure to get a lot of sleep and eat anti-inflammatory foods to reduce any remaining inflammation. She used ice and heat as needed and also began a physical therapy regimen.
Working on my supporting, accessory muscles to help minimize some of that pain.
She still has another surgery to remove the 4 screws in her hip. After that, it looks like Greer's on track for a full recovery.
If you want to find out more stories, health stories, head over to our website, fox21online.com. Let's head into the newsroom now. Talk with Greg Chandler. Greg, busy today? It's kind of slow. What are we talking about?
Well, it is kind of a slow start to the holiday weekend, Dan, but I will have an update on UMD and St. Scholastica athletes at the NCAA Track Championships. We'll also head to the Diamond, take you out to a ball game or two. For instance, high school teams wrapping up their regular seasons. We had stop in Cloquet and Esco for season finales. And the latest on Brewers pitcher Will Smith, who got a little jiggy with some goo on his arm during last night's game. I'll tell you how many games Smith is set to miss in the summertime. See what I did there? Plus, the one NASCAR great. I'll tell you what one NASCAR great will be doing next season. Here's a hint. You're going to see plenty of them here on Fox 21.
Perfect.
Okay.
I was trying to think of what you said earlier. Did you hear whatever you said?
I was trying to do Will Smith references. And,
good old Will. All right. Thank you. Bye. Here's more coming up on the news here at 9 o'clock. Let's go through that rundown. That's through 10 o'clock. At 9:35, wildlife experts put out a warning after an endangered bird is spotted at Park Point. Popular North Shore pizza place expands a slice into Superior at 9:39. At 9:45, a K-9 unit lucks out from a lottery winner. Then, just before 10, oh dear, she just wanted to shop.
You're watching Fox 21 News at 9. We've got you covered.
All right, let's widen things out now and take a spin around the world. Mexico. 40 people are dead after large-scale firefights between police and criminal suspects in western Mexico. Mexican officials say almost all of the dead are suspected criminals, suspected of being in a drug trafficking ring. It's being called the most violent confrontation between authorities and alleged drug traffickers in recent memory. Ireland. Irish voters have hit the polls in a historic same-sex marriage referendum. Voters are deciding whether to legalize gay marriage in the once overwhelmingly Catholic country. Opinion polls suggest the majority of citizens are likely to vote in favor of the amendment. Voters living abroad returned home in droves to make sure their voice was heard. Results of the referendum are expected to be released on Saturday. And Japan. 35 years ago, a legend was born. Pac-Man made its debut in Japanese arcades. 3.5 decades and billions of glowing dots later, the yellow gaming icon has appeared in more than 70 titles. Within 15 months of its U.S. release in October of 1980, its game maker sold more than 100,000 arcade units, and fans spent over $1 billion in quarters. A pop culture phenomenon had begun. And that's your Fox Spin around the world. In other news now tonight, Duluth police have issued an alert for a wanted felon. She's 26-year-old Danielle Felver. Police tell us she's got 6 felony warrants out for her arrest stemming from burglary cases. If you know where she's hiding out, police want you to call 911. Beachgoers are being urged right now to leash their dogs and stay away from a section of Park Point. It's to help a critically endangered bird breed that has shown up there. Fox 21's Maya Holmes reports.
Every year about the beginning of May, piping plovers fly up from the Gulf Coast of Mexico, where they winter and look for wide sandy beaches to nest on.
We can learn to live alongside of these rare species and give them a little space.
The rare species population in the Great Lakes area is on the critically endangered list because development has crowded them out. In the last couple of weeks, 2 piping plovers have been spotted on Park Point, scoping out territory to nest, which is something that has not happened since the 1980s.
We know that we are close to extinction here with the Great Lakes piping plover, and so when we see 2 of them on our beach here, it's a pretty big deal.
One of the shorebirds was seen on Park Point by the airport. To help with breeding efforts, the St. Louis River Alliance is asking the public to stay away from that area and to keep their dogs on a 6-foot or shorter leash at all times because loose dogs are seen as predators.
Ideally, in fact, people would actually just avoid this area with their dogs. Even on a leash, it's not, to be cooperative with this effort, I would say that the ideal thing is that people would just choose not to bring their dogs into this area at all.
Beachgoers are also being asked to walk on the trail on top of the dune instead of the wide beach. The nesting season will go from now until mid-June. And right now there are 70 nesting pairs in the Great Lakes. The goal is to double that number. In the Newsplex, I'm Maya Holmes, KQDS Fox 21.
And parts of Moccasin Mike Road on Park Point, they're closed to traffic to help with the piping plover conservation efforts on Schaefer Beach. Up next in tonight's Fox Business Report, planning a road trip this Memorial Day weekend? Probably are, but apparently the experts are saying here you might want to bring some extra cash.
Holiday drivers feeling a pain in the gas. That's because prices for regular unleaded, they just keep rising and rising. The national average is now $2.74, up about 70 cents from its low point back in January. But look at the bright side. You were paying almost $1 more a gallon this time last year. And one thing you're paying more for right now, seeing the doctor. Medical costs surging last month by the biggest amount in 8 years. The hospital visits right now getting more expensive. Stocks trading lower heading into the long holiday weekend. Keep in mind the market is closed on Monday. We've seen solid gains across the board so far this month. And a lot of you are hitting the road over the weekend, but it might just be the start of your summer fun. That's because around half of Americans plan on taking at least one long road trip every month for the rest of the year, including things like visiting family or just getting away. That's business. I'm Neil Cavuto.
This is a fun story. Sven and Ole's Pizza is now being sold at Sweet and Sweets in Superior on Tower Avenue. The business is excited to add something into their store that isn't candy, and customers have already been rolling in to get a taste of this special pizza from Grandma Ray.
It gives one extra little thing. Sven and Ole's kind of unique to the area, so being the candy store, we wanted to be something unique too, and we decided to go with a unique type of a pizza.
Brule is the next closest location that sells Sven and Ole's Pizza. Well, now that was always exciting. Go to, have you ever had it? Well, I guess not because you haven't been up to Grandma Ray.
I did go up to Grandma Ray for the fudge shops that I went and visited. I saw Sven and Ole's, but I didn't get to try it. We stopped at another restaurant. So maybe sometime this summer.
You missed out,
Hit it up, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful up there. And yeah, the pizza's fantastic.
Now that we finally have some green on the trees, I think I might head up there next weekend or maybe the weekend after that as we have some more warmer weather on the way. But here's a look at the upper level pattern that will take us basically into the heart of next week. We will see some warmer air working on in here. That's indicated by this in-between color of yellow and orange. That's for our Saturday. That's why we will see temperatures climbing back into the mid-70s for much of the Northland. But there is this large upper level low that's coming out of the Rockies and will be in this diffluent flow, a southwesterly flow. That means that we will stay on the unsettled side of things as we head into Sunday, Monday, and really that will stick around all the way through next week with really rain chances beginning Sunday and lasting through about Thursday and Friday of next week. We will see clouds on the increase as we head throughout Saturday. Not looking at a whole lot of cloudiness out there for the start of the day, so I think we may actually look out with a little bit of sunshine to start our Saturday afternoon. But as we go into the late afternoon, early evening, we will see some spotty showers developing, especially in the overnight hours into northern Wisconsin. They'll put down a few sprinkles and some light shower activity, not really anything to mess up a commute if you're headed anywhere across the Northland for this holiday weekend. We will start to see the rain threat increase as we head into Sunday with some spotty showers. Once again, looks to be bullseye for southern Minnesota and into central Wisconsin with off and on periods of rain. Really, the best chance to stay dry is if you head north of Highway 2 up towards the international border. It'll take a little bit longer before the rain makes it all the way north, but I think it'll be here by our Monday. Not looking at a washout, but we will have some periods of steady light to moderate rain throughout Monday. So you might want to bring an umbrella if you're headed anywhere across the Northland if you haven't already headed out on your destination. But tonight we're going to stay dry with around 40 degrees on the Iron Range. Beautiful Saturday, followed by those showers on Sunday and into our Monday. Perhaps a rumble of thunder there on Monday, especially if you head south, as temperatures stay a little bit cooler right next to the lake, high of around 61 degrees. But we do see some improvements as we head to the days after the holiday.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be beautiful. I can't even handle it.
Yeah, so many people are going to be outside. I'll be one of them.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Well, let's announce our Facebook friend of the day. That is right. That is Natalie Parkhouse and somebody else. Thanks so much for being our fan, you guys. And if you'd like to be featured as friend of the day, just like us on Facebook. Well, coming up next, find out how a St. Paul couple spent their lottery winnings of $11.7 million benefiting the safety of their community. When a Minnesota couple won a hot lotto ticket worth $11.7 million last September, the wife, who's a regional German Shepherd trainer, said she'd like to buy a new trick for her dogs and donate a canine to a local police department.
Falco is a Belgian Malinois. He's 16 months old. He's a very, very good dog, very social.
Meet Falco, the newest member of the St. Paul Police Department. His partner, 4-year patrolman, Brian Ficcadenti.
There's a bond there, and it's getting better every day.
The pair ready to get to work after graduating from the department's 12-week training course.
It's been a whirlwind of emotions, and it's been a roller coaster, but watching the dog work and letting him train is just as much as I need to train is amazing.
And Brian's going to demonstrate a little bit of healing, a little bit of walk and control mixed together.
As we saw at Thursday's graduation demonstration, police canines do invaluable work. They hunt down suspects, search for missing children, and protect their human handlers. But they are not cheap. Each dog costs about $8,500 to purchase, another $4,000 for the full training certification. Without donations, they can be awfully expensive for budget-strapped law enforcement agencies. And that's where lottery winners Joe and Rhonda Meath come in.
I love watching this. This is an incredible demo.
The Meaths won an $11.7 million jackpot last September. Rhonda, who shows and trains German Shepherds, knew exactly what she wanted to do with some of their winnings. She wanted to provide a local police department with a new canine officer. Thanks to a $14,000 donation, Officer Ficcadenti now can hit the streets of St. Paul with Falco.
It's absolutely phenomenal. You know, without that support, we wouldn't have this today, so it means the world to us, and we can't thank them enough.
Love it. All right, school's almost out and spring sports are winding down. Coming up, Greg Chandler has highlights of the last regular season baseball games for a few Northland teams. Sports is next.
Time now for Fox Sports with Greg Chandler.
Welcome back. The Division II NCAA track meet rolls on in Michigan, but UMD has yet to produce an All-American result. That could, however, change tomorrow when Emmy Trost runs in the finals of the women's 1,500 meters. Today, however, senior Amelia Mayer was the only Bulldog in action with day 2 of the heptathlon and the high jump on the agenda. Mayer started the day 12th in the heptathlon, but ended up finishing 17th. She then wrapped up her career by fouling out of the high jump on the first jump of the day at 1.6 meters. At the D3 meet in New York, St. Scholastica's Jeremy Peterson, 9th in the hammer throw with a toss of 58.04 meters. The Hermantown native just missed out on All-American honors. However, Kevin Wagner is an All-American. The senior finished 5th in the decathlon. He's a junior, not a senior. Not pictured, Brianna Buski. She finished 18th out of 22 in the preliminaries of the 400 meters, so she does not advance. Meanwhile, playoffs are approaching for area high school baseball teams. In fact, many teams wrapped up their regular season schedules today. For instance, Cloquet did. The Lumberjacks, they were taking on Ashland with a share of the conference title on the line. First inning, no score, and that is a deep rocket to right field. Ball goes off the fence. Runner going to hustle in from second and score, giving Ashland an early 1-0 lead. They would lead by 2 after their half of the inning in Cloquet's half. 2 on for Austin Peranto, base hit into center. Run comes in to score, and the lead is cut in half. A few batters later, Hunter Roberts chops a base hit through the left side. 2 more runs score. Lumberjacks take a 3-2 lead, and unfortunately, that is the last score we had because nobody called one in. So just a little north in Esco. The Eskimos wrapped up their regular season today against Virginia. 4th inning, Virginia up 5-0. 2 on for Hunter Tomei, who comes up with a base hit into left. Run comes in to score, and the Blue Devils have a 6-0 lead. A few batters later, Cody Lindgren with a fly ball deep to right, but more than deep enough to bring Tomei home from third. 8-0 Virginia after the sacrifice fly. Ryan Cunningham had plenty of run support. He gets Aaron Olson and Reed Davidson swinging in the 5th. Virginia wins big, 12-2 in 5. Let's check out a little Major League Baseball. The Twins opening up a series in Chicago tonight. Top 1, Joe Mauer getting the road team off to a good start. That's a double into the gap in left field. Torrey Hunter going to come in from second. He would score, giving the Twins a 1-0 lead. Mauer would later score on a sacrifice fly, so it's 2-0 in the 4th. Giovanni Soto with a double down the line. Adam LaRoche scores. J.B. Shuck going to try to score. He beats the throw. Then they will throw to third. Soto safe there. 2-2 tie ball game. Sox would take the lead on a sacrifice fly. Trevor Plouffe struck out by David Robertson to end it. Twins lose their lead and the game. 3-2 the final from U.S. South. Meanwhile, down south, the Brewers continuing their series in Atlanta. First inning, Ryan Braun, Shabbat Shalom as he goes deep to center field for a 2-run homer. And the Brewers were staked to an early 2-0 lead. Top 4 now, it's 4-0 Brew Crew. Bases loaded for Carlos Gomez. Base hit up the middle. That'll bring home Martin Maldonado, and that would make it a 5-0 lead in favor of Milwaukee. Later in the 4th, bases still loaded. Chris Davis at the plate now. He sends that one deep the other way to right center. Ball going to hit the ground, then bounce over. That's a ground rule double. Willie Peralta, Luis Sardinas score. Gomez, no, you're going to have to go back to third. I know. It's a 7-0 game. No big deal. Lots of run for the Brewers tonight. They win it by the final of 11-0. Meanwhile, Brewers reliever Will Smith suspended 8 games by Major League Baseball today for having a foreign substance on his arm during last night's game. Smith was ejected after facing just one batter. Braves manager Freddie Gonzalez alerted the umpires to something shiny on Smith's arm. They checked it out. Substance turned out to be a mixture of sunscreen and rosin that Smith says he forgot to wipe off before warming up. Smith will appeal the suspension, and as you can see, visibly upset as he was leaving the field.
You know, I was a competitor. You know, obviously you want to stay in the game. You want to pitch. It's a big situation. Obviously you want to be in there. I was just pissed I got thrown out, obviously.
People say that gives you some kind of an unfair advantage.
No.
Does it, and what does it do for you?
No, it's just, you want to be able to feel the ball, that's it. It's just grip. I mean, it's nothing, spin more, you're not going to throw harder, and you got what you got.
And finally, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races into Charlotte for Sunday's Coca-Cola 600. It is the last race of the season you will see here on Fox 21. Dan is very sad. But it won't be the last time we see Jeff Gordon. You see, the 4-time series champion retiring at the end of the season has agreed to join Fox Sports for 2016. Gordon says being in the booth gives him a chance to stay involved with the sport he loves so much.
You know, I'm very passionate about this sport, and I have been for a long time as a driver. I got a chance to do some Xfinity races this year in the booth, and I really enjoyed it. There's a bit of an adrenaline rush that I think is important for me to have as a race car driver. I've always had it, but you know, off the track and in this next chapter of my life, I always wondered, you know, will I be able to still feed off of some of that? And being in that booth gave me that.
You know, listening to him there, you should be a pretty good NASCAR analyst, and probably better than some of the guys they do have, but you'll be able to see him race this weekend, the longest race of the year, the Coca-Cola 600.
All right, gotta love a good Coca-Cola.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
beautiful Saturday with mid-70s and some sunshine. Conditions go downhill for your holiday weekend, however, with some rain moving in, with temperatures dropping to 61 for Monday.
All right, finally here on Fox, you're going to take a look at a deer who likes to shop, the little stinker.
Would-be jewel thieves were no match for one family. The sellers were packing up their jewelry after a show at an Atlanta area hotel when the bad guys hit them with pepper spray. However, they weren't going to let the goods go without a fight. The suspects got away without the jewels and one without his shirt. Police are still looking for the gang. A driver took matters into his own hands, holding a would-be carjacker at gunpoint until police could arrive. The driver says a man slipped into his car after he pulled into a parking lot, so he pulled out his gun and made the suspect lay face down on the ground until police showed up and arrested him. He even managed to fit in a zinger.
You went to bed and woke up stupid this morning, huh? Just stay on the ground, wait for the police.
And finally, a woman says she thought she was in an earthquake when a deer came crashing through a jewelry store window. Surveillance cameras caught the whole thing on Thursday in Neptune, New Jersey. 2 women inside locked themselves in a bathroom and called the cops, but the deer ended up jumping out another window. You might say the buck stopped there. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That's when we're supposed to say, oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yep, that'll make us, thank you for making us your choice for news tonight at 9 o'clock. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.